Hey guys, welcome to Shanghai. I hope you're all doing well today. Today is April 15th, 2022. I would like to talk about something important about the food situation here, the food crisis. So, as most of you have seen online, probably on YouTube or different areas around social media, about people starving in their apartments, yelling out their windows for food because there's just not enough food. What do I drink? What do I eat? Um, I think this needs to be addressed because the situation is each is mostly a lot of people's own personal faults. Uh, I know that sounds contradictory because I don't agree with being locked down. But a few months ago, and I know this is all over YouTube and the conspiracy type of TV shows you might watch, which I do watch quite a bit of them. And I was all over China. I was on the news in English and Chinese. I've had Chinese people tell me. A few months ago, the Chinese government announced they asked people to stock up on food and storageable goods like toilet papers and supplies. They said there's going to be a huge shortage. They actually told the people a few months ago, have things on hand. Be prepared for shortages. Be prepared for other types of things happening. But people aren't prepared. They don't take the advice and listen to the government. The government came out in China, and the government in Beijing. They actually said to the whole country, buy food, buy supplies. This was all over the news a few months ago. Nobody listens to it. Number two is there's a war going on just north of China's borders. In any situation, you should always have food on hand, right? Or extra supplies. It's crazy on how many people are unprepared for this. Now, I'm not in Pudong. I'm on the Puxi side in Songjiang. So, Pudong went into a lockdown. And their 5-day lockdown from, I forgot what the date was, 28th, I think, until the 1st, they already announced they're going to extend it to a lot longer. But those on the Puxi side, where a lot of those videos you see coming from, because you can tell by the videos that they're on the Puxi side because of the views you can see, the tall buildings, these people didn't prepare at all, like enough food. Like when you already know Pudong is going to get extended and we're going to go into lockdown on April 1st, what makes you guys think we're not going to get extended? People should be preparing more food for that type of for this type of scenario, right? So people didn't prepare food. They didn't prepare enough supplies, drinks, water. I have a Brita filter. I've never had any issues with water. I have a Brita filter. Most Brita filters, if you're a single person, it says change it every month. I actually change mine every 2 months because I'm just me, so I don't drink that much water. I drink coffee and water, and that's it. So I don't need to constantly change out my filter every month. But nevertheless, have water on hand. Everybody should have a water filter in case of something like this. I mean, they're everywhere to buy. But people don't have water. People don't have enough food. The second thing is, like I said, the government already announced before, have food and preparation on hand. Chinese people like to buy their food, daily. Not all, but they like to buy fresh vegetables, fresh meat, because it's better for you. But in situations like we're living now, where on the 1st of April, a lot of people just bought 5 days worth of food. So now people don't have vegetables, they don't have fresh food. I went into the supermarket Metro before the thing, and I bought a lot of frozen food. I have a lot of frozen food. I have pancake mix. I had macaroni and cheese, but I bought some of this stuff a few months ago. I bought noodles. I bought enough things, oatmeal. I bought a lot of stuff that lasts long. I had a lot of packaged food, some canned food, beans. I don't eat rice. Or I don't buy rice. I don't cook rice. I mean, I'll eat it. I don't have any beans, but I did have some baked beans in a can. But the beans you cook in a pot, I don't have any of those. But in the last 2 weeks, I've never really bought any food until recently. I got some eggs in the mail today through my community's group chat. I bought 120 eggs, some tomatoes that came in the mail. I have vitamins, but I've had milk on hand already that I bought because you need milk for pancakes. I don't drink milk itself, but you need it for macaroni and cheese and pancake mix. And I've had butter, so I've had enough food on hand to keep me going. Yeah, did I run out of vegetables and fruits? Definitely, but in a survival type of scenario, uh, meat is the most important. Some meat and some carbs. Hunter gatherer type of stuff. Meat was the primary source. I have a lot of frozen chicken. I had bacon. I had beef liver because beef is good. Liver is good for your health, even though it's not the most appetizing type of food. Pork. I had coffee in hand, real coffee, and a lot of stuff. I've been all right. I don't use a lot of oil because I have a electric grill, so I've had enough. I have coconut oil, but yeah, I've been all right. But people in China, they don't buy stuff like that because it's not. I know it's not healthy, but they don't do that. So now people are struggling to get food because they didn't prepare. They weren't open-minded to even get more processed food. Look, most of the instant noodles were gone at the supermarket, but there were still a lot of those Chinese noodles I don't know, Chinese noodles you make like this, that are okay to make. There's a lot of that left. There was a lot of oatmeal, cereal. There's a lot of stuff available. Spam. There's a lot of bacon when I went to the market on the day before the 5-day lockdown. So people need to be prepared. We are living in times of great uncertainty. I mean, 2020, I'm not saying everything was locked down, but there was food shortages. I remember I got off the airplane from the Philippines on February 26th of 2020 and got back to my apartment. I went to the supermarket the next day. It was pretty scary. It was like a lot of food shortages, and it took a while. But, before Shanghai even got into its lockdown, communities were getting shut down. I mean, people I worked with couldn't come to work for 14 days because of all these little lockdowns. So I think people had time to prepare. It's just that people didn't. They thought everything would get better. They listened to the official narrative. Even in my own community, I saw that they're going to go into a lockdown the next day for 48 hours. It turned out to be almost 60, but I went to the supermarket that night. I saw them putting up the tent ahead of time. People need to open up their eyes. But another problem with Chinese people, they're too focused on their phones, always playing on their phones when they walk somewhere. They don't observe. So people need to observe and see what's going on and think, oh, we're going to go into lockdown. We should get more food. So this is something I want to talk about. People have to have food on hand. More food and some savings, emergency water, drinks, whatever you want to have. And of course, whatever you need. Baking soda is a good thing to have on hand because if you get allergies, or not allergies, you get some skin issue or like a rash, or you have some heartburn or something, baking soda can be useful. Having some spices, some salt, Himalayan salt, having some vitamins on hand. I mean, I take vitamins all the time just because I want to stay healthy. I don't want to be, I want to try to stay healthy as possible. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm having health issues, especially now when everyone's getting tested. Another thing is, what else can I say? Vitamins, baking soda, more food, drinks, at least a water filter. A water filter is great. Brita or whatever you can get. Whatever you need, toilet paper. I mean, I bought a big thing of toilet paper like 6 months ago. That stuff lasts a long time, so I've never had any shortage of stuff like that. Yeah, just have things on hand. Guys, stay safe. Hope you guys are doing well out there. This is just an update on on some random thoughts about food, the situation of food, and to clear up some things that you hear about online. I mean, there's another foreigner that lives in Jing'an Temple area or West Nanjing Road. His YouTube channel is called Teacher Mike, and he also did the same thing. He bought a lot of food in storage with he and his wife and his son. I guess he's also a teacher as well. I don't know the guy. I just saw his YouTube videos, and yeah, they bought a lot of food storage because of the situation. So be prepared. Take care.